Wow, they played a little baseball last night too, didn't they? But before we talk about the game, we have some breaking news. Breaking news for July 30th, 2015. I'm Randy Tibbins. Come on in. Pull up a chair, sit down, relax, and let's talk Dodgers. The first video podcast by fans, for fans of your Los Angeles Dodgers. We have breaking news. As we said, the Dodgers today received a whole lot and given up relatively little. A 3-team, 13-player trade between the Dodgers, Atlanta Braves, and Miami Marlins has been done, according to several sources all around baseball and the Dodgers. By the way, welcome to Crappy Microphone Day. Thank you. As reported yesterday, the Dodgers would receive starting pitcher Matt Latos and outfielder Mike Morse from the Marlins, and pitchers Alex Wood, Luis Avilan, Jim Johnson, Bronson Arroyo, and a minor league utility man, Jose Peraza, from the Braves. Atlanta would receive minor league utility man Hector Olivera from the Dodgers, who would reportedly pay a portion of his $62.5 million contract signed in the spring, as well as injured left-hander Paco Rodriguez, single-A pitcher Zach Bird, and a 2016 compensation round draft pick from the Miami Marlins, currently a 35th overall. I heard it was 34th, but I could be wrong. The Marlins would receive 3 minor league pitchers from the Dodgers, Jeff Brigham, Kevin Guzman, and Victor Araujo, none of whom has advanced beyond high single-A Rancho Cucamonga. So we didn't give up anything major for any of this, but we got a lot of stuff. And people have been asking me all day what my take is on this. Pardon me. Well, there's a lot to talk about, and I can't do it all here in 10 minutes or so, but I'll give you my on-the-top takes from what I've read and what I think. The Dodgers now need to free up 6 roster spots and still have time to deal with the non-waiver trade deadline Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Without another trade, these acquisitions bolster the back end of the Dodgers starting rotation with Latos and Wood. I agree. Improve the bullpen with Johnson and Avilan, and replace the talented but unproven 30-year-old Olivera with a youthful middle infield prospect in Peraza. Now, my takes are similar to some people I've been reading about, and I like what I've heard on the radio too. Dealing Olivera was a big surprise since we spent all that money to get the guy, including a $28 million signing bonus. But to outbid the Braves, we had to do this for him earlier this season. The infielder was ready for the major leagues until he was slowed down by a hamstring problem that's still healing, by the way. So I think this works well for the team because it gives us more decent starting pitching, a tad more help in the bullpen, especially that closer Jim Johnson guy. We need a guy like that. He can give the ball to Kenley from the 8th to the 9th. In fact, the 32-year-old right-hander has 9 saves and 2.25 ERA this year. He's a former All-Star who saved 101 games in Baltimore from 2012 and 13. And and Avilan is a lefty who replaces Rodriguez as a system depth guy. And it can't hurt having Bronson Arroyo around, even though he's coming off a TJ surgery. The team says they're going to pay a chunk of his $8 million salary, and he's out until at least September. But that's what we can use the guy down the stretch at the last month. So I think it's win-win-win all around for the Dodgers. I don't think they gave up not too much stuff. I mean, a lot of people are going to be sad to see Paco Rodriguez go, but look at all you got in return without even giving up a major prospect. That's the good side. The downside is we didn't get any of the big blockbuster guys like Cole Hamels. However, it's not over yet, and we still got another day plus of trying to get some more trades, and I'm sure they're working on guys in the back room and playing that shell game. So I think Farhan Zaidi and Andrew Friedman know what they're doing because, like Ned Coletti before them, they got a lot of stuff for giving up very little. So for that, I'll give them a clapping round of applause. Why not? I think they did a great job. And who knows, the best may be yet to come. We'll have some guys clear waivers. Maybe we'll get some more trades done by the next couple of weeks. You never know. Last night, one of the wildest games in the Ravine has seen in a while. The Dodgers beat the A's 10-7. Mike Bolsinger couldn't give his team a few more innings of help because he was out of gas. He allowed 8 hits and 3 walks over 90 pitches, leading to 2 earned runs in 5 innings. But this is the good part. The team responded beautifully to the A's 4 runs, 7th, with a 5 spot in the bottom of the 7th and 2 more in the 8th. They actually scored 8 runs on 2 outs in each of those innings. Unheard of. And here's how it went down. A's reliever Fernando Rodriguez walked 2 of his 4 batters to begin the 7th, putting runners at first and second for Adrian Gonzalez, who hit an RBI double off lefty Drew Pomerantz. Yasmani Grandel's ensuing dribbler down the third baseline, which had eyes, just stopped short of the line, man. It was fair by inches. Led to another run, and Kike Hernandez put the Dodgers on top 7-6 with a 2-run double. Yasiel Puig was the real crowd pleaser. He hit a 2-run homer in the 4th. drove in Hernandez with a single off Dan Otero to cap the rally. Here's Yasiel Puig's homer from earlier in the game. Let's check it out.
Yasiel, half a dozen home runs, 22 runs batted in. And he drives into left field and hits it.
Wow.
And Yasiel Puig bobblehead night with his mother here. He hits it out. And the Dodgers lead 4-1.
Yeah. And then, of course, like I said, later on in the game, he did a little more damage. I haven't seen word yet from Elias Sports Bureau, I like to do that for you guys, on just how common or rare it is for them to come back like they did after being down and all this kind of stuff with two out rallies both times. That's pretty amazing, but I'll stick to the internet and see if I can find out for you before the next show, which should be a long time. I'll tell you in a minute. Dodgers gave out Puig bobbleheads. Puig also caught the ceremonial first pitch from his mother, Maritza. Second year in a row she's done that. And he hit a home run, making him the first Dodger player to homer on his bobblehead night since Hanley Ramirez 2 years ago. Wow. Puig drove in 3 runs, as I said, got 2 hits after getting 2 hits in his previous 24 at-bats. Maybe he's on the rise again. Maybe he's getting hot again. We need these guys to get hot. We haven't seen it in a while. Let's get hot. Let's see what else we got here. Justin Turner. Did you hear about this guy? Justin Turner had an ingrown hair on his leg that got wildly infected, and they had to give him several different, I heard 2, maybe 3 types of antibiotics to get it out of his system. That kept him out of the game on Tuesday, and he was in the ER for like 4 hours or something, so I hope he makes it back pretty soon. He didn't play yesterday either. We heard the home run. All right, let's get into some fun stuff. Our last show for a couple of days here. We won't be back until the end of next week, so we'll get into that in a minute, too. Shout-outs. We got some shout-outs. Who do we got shout-outs for? David C., who attended last night's Wild game. Nice going, David. You picked a good one, buddy. Who claims, he said, now this is just for you diehards out there, he said, instead of around a Kula-Koos in the 6th, like we always do, he couldn't find the Kula-Koos guy, so he says he won it with a Klondike bar in the 7th. Yeah! Way to go, David. Shout out to my pal Aaron, who loves Dodger photography as much as I do. We've been swapping Dodger photos lately. He's got a bunch of them, sent some today. And my old co-host of this package here, Lynn, who's recovering from very minor surgery. Hang in there, bro. I know you did fine. You'll be all right. Cool. Stats of the day. We mentioned, we heard Puig's home run a minute ago. Puig has 7 home runs this season, 3 in the last 8 games. I like it. Quote from Puig, he said, I just stopped playing soccer video games. I found when I play baseball video games, I do better. Well, that should tell you something, man. Why don't you do some more baseball video games? God. It's the only game there is anyway. What's this soccer crap? Okay. Last night was the second time the Dodgers have given out Puig bobbleheads. And on his night so far, here's another great stat. He's had 2 bobbleheads now. He has 4 hits and 7 at-bats in those 2 games with a home run double and 4 runs batted in. Why don't we have Puig bobblehead at night every night? He said he wanted to talk to the team about having a few more bobblehead nights. All right. This date in Dodger history, I got a couple of good ones for you. July 30th is today. Let's go with 1968. One of my favorites, one of my childhood faves. Sure-handed first baseman Wes Parker commits an error on a bad hop grounder at the Astrodome in Houston. Why is this noteworthy? A guy making an error on our team? Because it was the only error he would make in the entire 1,009 chances in 1968 en route to his 2nd consecutive Rawlings Gold Glove Award on his way to 6 or 7 of them in a row. He's only one of the best fielding first basemen in the history of baseball. The native of Chicago won 6 Gold Glove Awards overall, all of them coming consecutively from 1967 through 1972 with the Dodgers, and he led the National League first baseman in fielding percentage 6 times. That's unbelievable. That's my guy, Wes Parker. I mean, you can talk about Keith Hernandez all you want, but Wes Parker was the guy when I was growing up. And to make 1,009 chances and make 1 error in a year like 68 for the Dodgers, that's huge. You know why? Because those of you who are my age or older who remember that team, that's one of the lousiest teams in that century for the Dodgers. 67, 68 were horrible years. And here's Wes Parker making no errors almost. I mean, that guy was unbelievable. So he was the guy. He was the man. All right, July 30th, also a date in history, 2004. You talk about your blockbuster trades. We talked about one earlier today. In a blockbuster trade on this date in 2004, at the time this was a blockbuster, the Marlins deal Brad Penny, the winner of 2 World Series games the previous season, first baseman Hee-Seop Choi, and southpaw prospect Bill Murphy, who will be traded to the Diamondbacks tomorrow, to the Dodgers for backstop Paul Lo Duca, relief pitcher Guillermo Mota, and much-traveled outfielder Juan Encarnacion on this date, July 30th, 2004. Boy, it just seems like yesterday, doesn't it? Unbelievable. It was that long ago. All right, let's get you out to the ballpark for this series coming up. The boys are off today. No baseball, no problem. Watch Let's Talk Dodgers. Tell all your friends. Write to us at letstalkdodgers@gmail.com. Write to us on our Facebook page, Let's Talk Dodgers. Write to us at Let's Talk Dodgers on Twitter or at Randy Trumpet. Or Let's Talk Dodgers 13 on our YouTube page. That's the name of our YouTube page, Let's Talk Dodgers 13. So tell all your friends, if there's no baseball day, watch us and write to us. Let's get you out of the ballpark. Friday, tomorrow, July 31st. It's a 7-10er out at the old ball yard. Crosstown Rivalry Day. I love it. The Angels are going to send left-hander Hector Santiago, 7-4, with a 2.43 ERA. But we got our guy, our ace, our lefty, Clayton Kershaw. Yeah. He's 8-6 with a 2.51, is Clayton. Now, Saturday is an interesting day, and I want you to all take notes. Saturday, August 1st, 1:10 game. The Angels are sending left-hander Andrew Heaney. He's 5-0 with a 1.79. Sounds like a tough cookie. And the Dodgers aren't really saying. They haven't officially announced it as of this recording. However, ESPN is saying that Zach Greinke is going to start on Saturday. I don't know. Might be a good call. I'll tell you why. Because not only is Sportsnet LA showing the game, but Fox Sports 1 is also showing the game. So those of you who don't have it, go to Fox Sports 1. I'm almost positive it's not going to be blacked out in LA City. It could be, but I think Fox Sports 1 is going to be showing this game. So be watching. All right, Sunday, August 2nd, 1:10 game also. LA Angels are going to hand out, their third lefty in a row to us. C.J. Wilson, he's 8-8 with a 3.89. Not doing so hot this year, are you, C.J.? That one is still to be determined. The Dodgers have not announced officially who it's going to be. Might be one of their new guys. Maybe Matt Latos. Who knows? Could be a good place to insert him in the rotation. Don't know. But anyway, that's your weekend series with the Los Angeles Angels. You know, they've dropped the of Anaheim part, I believe. So we're not saying that anymore. And some signings to go along with that at the stadium. Those of you who are autograph hounds, pay attention now. Friday, July 31st, that night, Lee Lacy's going to be signing the left field plaza from 5 until 7. On Saturday, August 1st, it's going to be Billy Ashley in the left field plaza at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And Sunday, August 2nd, Mickey Hatcher, left field plaza, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And also on Sunday, Manny Mota, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Viva Los Dodgers Pavilion at the 76 station out in center field. Don't miss him. Manny Mota, he's great. Dodger legend. All right. Let's see. Let's check out John Suhu's Outstanding Photography blog. I say it every day, and I'll tell you why. If you haven't seen this guy's work, he's amazing. Even the stuff he's throwing out stuff on Twitter that just is mind-blowing. And you think that's something, go check out his blog at dodgersphotog.mlblogs.com. Also, coming up soon on July 31st, that's tomorrow, Scott Van Slyke is going to be signing from 11 a.m. on at Food for Less, 1329 North Lake Avenue in Pasadena. That's a good one. And then Saturday, August 1st, Tommy Davis, one of the Dodger greats, RBI king, man. The guy was great in the early 60s. Going to be signing from 10 a.m. on at the Westin Hotel in Los Angeles Airport, 5400 West Century Boulevard in L.A., and that's a huge signing, so go see him. That's all I have for you for now. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Dodgers. I'm going to be going on a little kind of a personalized business trip next week. Probably won't be back till Thursday, so next Friday will be our next show. So this show is going to have to tide you over. I will try to log in on Facebook and write little groovy little things. You can join the fun and write up whatever you want on Facebook, and maybe we'll coax Lynn into either doing a show or getting back on there and typing some stuff. Anyway, that's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the ride, and don't forget to come back next week. Tell all your friends, come back and watch this show. Let's Talk Dodgers. And go Blues, beat those Halos. Yeah. Remember, come on back, pull up a chair, sit down, relax, and
Let's Talk Dodgers.
that's right. See you next week, everybody. Beat the Halos.